Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Always Open. It's a pleasure having you here with us. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Barbara Dunkelman, and today we have two wonderful guests on the show, starting with Griff is here. Welcome back to the show. And joining us for the first time in a very long time, Michael Jones.
Woo!
Hey. Wow. I didn't clap at all like that for you.
Well, that's your first time back. So.
Yeah.
What does that mean? First time back.
I
mean, I know what it means, but it's like, and for the first time in a while.
In a while. Yeah. I guess like everyone's the first time in a while.
In this iteration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that's cool.
You clapped for me.
I made the leap.
It was my first time when I did it.
It was. The first ever episode we brought back of this iteration of Always Open. Griff was on.
It was also my first ever Always Open.
It's true.
Yeah.
With Troy Baker.
With Troy Baker.
No pressure whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
None
How do I
whatsoever.
stack up?
Pretty same. You're bigger.
Oh.
You're bigger.
Well, now.
No, you haven't voiced many characters yet, though.
Well, not yet.
Not yet. Exactly.
Yeah, you're no
not yet. I mean,
you're no SBO from Sonic, so.
Does he play SBO in Sonic?
I think so. It was a weird Sonic character.
Yeah.
Or like Silver or something. It was like a deep cut character. I was like, oh.
Now you don't even know.
I'm pretty sure it was
You're bouncing around. You're bouncing around with all the who's of I don't know what you're talking about.
I was very confident it was SBO until you asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know the various Sonic characters. I know Sonic and Tails.
Right. The most up to
Knuckles?
date I've been is because I've seen the two movies.
Oh yeah, those are really good.
Oh, I really liked. Was it the Chip and Dale movie? Did you guys see that?
Oh yeah, I like that one too.
It was really, really fucking good.
My favorite part about that movie was at the end where someone snuck their persona in as the Lion King cop character. There was like a character that was like a lion.
Yeah,
was like a lion. I was like, that's a persona. You can't tell me that's not someone's persona.
It is. That movie is so much fun because the premise of it essentially is like, what if animated characters from like all these TV shows and movies you watched as a kid were now like washed up celebrities.
Yeah.
And so like they're going to conventions and doing autographs and like trying to get into like, you know, indie films and like do all this fun stuff.
They have original Teeth Sonic in there as a cameo.
I saw the commercial.
Sanic or whatever he's called. And it's really actually quite charming.
Yeah, I liked it. I was expecting to hate it, but I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
It had that at the time John Mulaney charm.
Yeah.
Just give it a week. It'll come back.
And we were all besotted. Oh no, it's back. I loved his new special.
Is this a bad question to ask? What did John Mulaney do? I don't know.
Oh, what did he was like, the internet put him on the pedestal as like a wife guy, and then he like cheated on his wife.
Oh God.
And then he like divorced his wife, who he like had a lot of like comedy special stuff about, like how he like loved his wife and he didn't want kids, and then he like immediately knocked up the woman he was cheating on her with and had a baby.
Okay.
And people were like, hey, whoa. And then he like started doing drugs again, which I'm like, guys, he's been telling us he's been on drugs the whole time. Yeah. That's his whole thing. He was like, I'm a bad person who did a lot of drugs and I've done bad things.
He's been open about it.
Yeah, but we were like, but he's in a tiny little suit, so he's got to be good. So, you know, don't put people on the pedestal.
That's a pretty good summary. But then, special, pretty funny.
Really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
all is forgiven.
All is forgiven.
Yeah, Griff busts in, says, check it out.
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah.
Well, I want to ask you guys a question because I've been thinking about this a lot.
Okay.
So when someone gets canceled because it comes out that they cheated on their significant other, for example, like obviously with the Try Guys.
Sure.
I don't know the situation and like what else there was to that story, but there's other stories I hear about certain people in, you know, the media or some type of public figure who it comes out that they cheated on their wife or husband or whatever, and they get like canceled by the internet and like, you're a terrible person, I hate you, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that is a personal matter.
Yeah.
Like they cheated on their wife. It's different than someone like who comes out with like abuse allegations or like doing terrible things to other people.
Like that's between the two of them. Like they can figure it out. Like if no one was like legally harmed, I feel like they should be allowed to figure that out. It's a
them matter. Like that is a very personal, intimate situation. It's not necessarily like, yes, obviously cheating on someone is bad. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like canceling someone over that is
it feels really weird.
It's also first of all, anything online is weird.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's going to be an attachment to it, like even more so than people you do know, right? Like a lot of people, someone they follow, I don't know, because maybe it's like one-sided. Some people are like more comfortable or more personal, where it's like, you're telling me, but there's the person on the screen can never be like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always like, I don't know, almost like there's more of a commitment, right? Of like, that's fandom of willing to like defend someone of something or cancel someone over something, whatever it
because
may be.
Because they feel like that.
You're just more passionate either way. But I guess the thing, like, beyond being a piece of shit is like, if you're going to be, I guess it's like a personal matter, but it's also, what's the relevance? Is he
a wife guy?
Well, not only that, but like, is his wife also a content creator that like his brand is based on? Because then it's like, then it's extremely relevant.
Wife guy, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was his whole brand, was being a wife
exactly. Because then you kind of can't be like, hey guys, this is personal. It's like, well, no, that's the content.
I'm actually
you know what I mean?
Like, I'm rebranding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it, but it's all just
it just seems like a gray area.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a shitty person, don't do bad things, obviously. But
here's what I recommend. Just stay off the internet.
Yeah.
And I don't mean browsing it. Don't do what I'm doing right now.
Don't present yourself on the internet.
Oh,
in a
it's
public
just
way.
you look back and you go, that's too far back there. Oh well.
Yeah. See, I just look back and I go, oh fuck.
Stay back.
Why did I do any of this shit?
Oh no.
I'll hold it off from here. I'll hold the door. I have nothing else. I look at Griff and I go, oh, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Well,
she's just gonna be more on the internet.
Gen Z.
I always say I got. You guys know about BTS?
Behind the scenes?
The band?
The band.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So they
I don't know about. I know about them, but not about them.
So one of the members,
quite popular.
His name's Suga, and he's like he wanted to just be a writer, like a songwriter.
Okay.
He never wanted to be. He was
now,
like,
you know this for a fact, or this is your?
No, I know this for a fact.
It sounds like a book, like just
No,
like
I
you
know this
wanted
for a
to
fact.
be a writer.
Here's
he just wanted to like write
Okay.
the songs. He was like, I refuse to dance. I don't want to dance. I don't really want to sing. I just want to like. And they were like, yeah. Just do it for a little while.
Okay.
And now he's in like the biggest band that's ever existed, and he's got to tour and sing and dance and be. And I'm just
the
like,
biggest band, I think. That
and he's
Does
just
he
like,
not want to?
somebody signed up for. That's how I feel.
But maybe he
Someone I
changed his
signed up
mind.
for.
Maybe.
Someone I signed up for.
It's true. You came on to the sales team.
I did.
As we talk about a lot with Griff.
Yeah.
And
which is another thing, which I got a marketing degree. I don't know how I ended up in sales.
I mean, you could have said, when we wanted you for STF, you could have said no.
That's true, but then I would have been very angry.
Oh,
Still doing sales.
Yeah, still doing sales. Sales is like a thing that you do for a while.
Yeah.
And then you should probably do something else.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're having fun doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
It seems like you are, at least.
Yeah, it's the stuff I was doing in sales, but I'm doing it instead of just writing it, because I'm writing and doing it. So it's just different.
The worst of both worlds.
Yeah, you get the worst of both worlds.
Well, something I wanted to get into with you guys, which actually ties into this discussion pretty well. What is something that you wish more people knew about you? Because we put out a lot of ourselves online, on the internet, and podcasts. Especially, we've been doing this 13 years.
Wow.
So I feel like everyone knows pretty much everything about us. But is there anything that you like kind of wish the audience understood a little bit more about you, or like the general public?
So you want me to give them more?
Let's see. Well,
13 years,
if you
and you
want.
go, what else? What else do you get? One more secret. Well, I've, without specifying how long maybe I've wanted people to know this, I would like people to know I've been making some pretty good banana bread lately.
Ooh, you have.
About in the last 5 to 6 days.
You brought us some while we were recording.
I make one almost every single
where are you
night.
getting all these bananas from?
I'm buying them at the store.
And you just letting them ripe on the counter? Or are you doing like a ripening situation?
I've
like you
ripened
have
once.
your schedule for bananas.
Well, you just buy the most yellowest ones, and then because you want them a little squishy, you want them brown.
Yeah.
But you can bake them for 30
bake.
minutes if you have to. Not when they're green.
That's how you auto.
Not when they're green.
Yeah, when they're yellow.
But when they're yellow, and it's better than not, but it's not as good as
letting them sit.
I thought
banana bread is good with brown bananas.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying. But like, if it's green, you gotta wait.
Yellow, but yeah.
Green's too. It's
You can't
what's
brown
before
up a
ripe?
yellow banana.
Unripe.
Not ripe.
Yeah, is it non-ripe?
Yeah, it's not ripe.
Hard and yucky is what it is.
Rope.
But once it turns yellow, you can cook it.
Yeah.
And it turns completely black.
Yeah, the opposite of
but it works.
of like a traffic sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Your banana bread is fucking delicious.
Hey, thanks.
You brought us some. We were recording our other podcast, Tales from the Stinky Dragon, and Michael comes in with like a tray of banana bread, and we're just like, oh fuck yeah! It's just like the nicest little treat. It was also pretty.
Yeah,
you made it look nice too.
It looks nice. I mean, if you make the batter right, That little pan just makes it look nice. I just bought a nice 9x5 pan.
Nice.
It's a mini loaf
Ceramic
pan.
or metal?
It's metal.
Okay. Nice.
Cool. It's probably embossed by some like hateful woman's name, like a Southern cooking show.
Paula Dean.
And I'm pretty sure it's something like da da da, and I'll never leave the house, and I don't want to. but I was like, but I need the 9x5.
I need the 9x5. It was very specific size.
It was that, or like an aluminum one that I have to throw away. Yeah. And that's just wasteful.
That's wasteful.
And I went,
you're like, this is good for the environment, bad for my image.
Right. And that's why I'll tell everyone.
I don't know. I don't know anything about myself.
Or like something you like, a little fun fact that people might not know about you, like hidden talent.
Back in the day, I used to have a very popular Pokemon Nuzlocke fanfiction.
Whoa, that's cool. And I'm sorry, again, this now just became what do you got? The question was, what do you want people to know? And I'm definitely sure that wasn't it. That was just dragged out of you.
I think people want to know this.
Oh, they do, for sure.
So I have a very limited knowledge on Pokemon and Pokemon Nuzlocke, but could you give a brief explanation?
I was playing Pokemon, I want to say it was... so there's different versions. So one of them was Pokemon Leaf Green, and then the other one was Pokemon Sapphire, because these happened at 2 separate times. And I would play the game as a Nuzlocke, and then I would write fan fiction.
Which is what, by the way? This is how young you are. People don't know what that means. Okay, just keep saying Nuzlocke.
Okay, so Nuzlocke is a Pokemon.
It's a type of Pokemon?
It is a Pokemon.
It's a name of one.
It's the name of one of a Pokemons.
Because I thought it was a game format where like
if one
dies.
It's named after.
Yeah, it's named after this. I don't know why.
Okay.
But basically it's when you play Pokemon, and if your Pokemon faints, you consider it dead and you have to get rid of it. And you can also only catch one Pokemon per town, I think.
Like per area.
Or per area.
It's like self-imposed rules to make the game harder.
To make the game harder.
I'm sure there's some lore about why it's named after this one dumb dickhead.
Yeah.
He's probably like, Nuzlocke ruined my life. And then someone's like, the Nuzlocke run.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Run?
It's just it's taking an open world game and putting more rails on it.
It's become so, it's funny that you just like, Barbara's like, what is that? And it doesn't even register to explain what it is because it's so common nowadays.
Yeah.
I played it like 2 years ago. I played Pokemon Red, like the very original Pokemon Red. I streamed it like 2 years ago. And every 7 seconds, someone's like, it's Nuzlocke Run, Crimson Fire Red, Journey Mod. And I was like, it's the regular game.
It's just
I'm playing it.
People are like, I don't understand. I don't know.
You're like, wait, what do you mean?
It broke.
Oh, well, so here's the thing
broke, or I'm like, no, it's just the game.
Okay, so
and it's just people just like
here's the
it's
thing
so
about
ingrained
Pokemon.
in their DNA. Like, but when did the monsters come out of the ground?
Here's the thing about
how do we make you die instantly? How do we make it harder for you? I don't understand. This is fun?
Nuzlocke is like the tip of the iceberg. You can play... There are fan-generated Pokemon games with like made-up Pokemon that don't exist in them. Yeah. There's also Pokemon random generator games, which is every time you like go through a door, it puts you in a different area of the game and you cannot control it.
There's one of the popular ones called Radical Red. It's got like it's got every single one ever in it. There's like 950 of them, but it's the first one.
Yeah,
right.
It is.
Andy is playing Radical Red right now.
He
was over the other day for 45 minutes. This guy's trying to catch a fucking egg of the 17th starter, but in the blue color. And he's like, well, you can do it in the first game. And I'm like, I don't care about anything that you're talking about. And you haven't played it. He's like, no, I'm going to get this guy. I'm like, another Growlithe. I think did it for like an hour and a half. So again, this is a little inside for me and Barbara, but like saying like, it's something Andy does.
Yeah.
And you go, now I understand.
We had Andy on an episode of this.
I know. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah. He was telling me about it.
Before we get off it completely though, I do want to understand what the fan fiction element of this was.
I was a kid with a big imagination, so I would dramatize it. I wrote it as if it's only you in the game, but I wrote it as if you're traveling with a travel companion like Brock or Misty, because you have your foe in the game. So
your rival.
Your rival.
Trainers with you.
Who's just the well, it depends on which game you're playing, because like one is like just the gender you don't pick, I think. It's been so long. And then the other one is just like you got your childhood rival friend who's like a Gary Oak type, who you get to name every time because his grandpa doesn't remember, but
he's forgetful.
He's so forgetful. He remembers every Pokemon that's ever existed, but his grandson's name is 12 years old. He's got no idea.
Space somewhere.
Yeah.
He prioritizes things, and he's a doctor first and a grandpa second.
Could we find this fan fiction somewhere to read?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It used to be on fanfiction.net that told you how old I am. It's not even on AO3.
Internet.
Yeah,
it's not even on AO3.
Barb, we escaped like at our youngest. It's shit's like in a notebook or something, right?
I don't know. There's a lot of my thoughts online.
I'm just saying, like, I guess like teenage years.
Yeah.
But I mean, it like just straight up was impossible before that. It just it couldn't be. It's again, I feel terrible now where it's being like, oh no, everything ever could be cataloged somewhere in a file or in like a cloud.
Oh yeah,
I get my Rooster Teeth journals.
Some stuff, it's like cool. That's like mementos or whatever. Other stuff is like.
Burn it,
man. You don't need to judge yourself every day of your life as your former self and just be like, oh my God,
I think about kids nowadays.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. It'll like I don't want a photo. Like it's essentially having a photographic memory. It's like here's your entire life. It's like I don't need to see it all.
I don't want that. I deleted my DeviantArt live while I was on a live stream one time.
Yeah.
Like during the pandemic, I was like streaming something with Achievement Hunter, and I didn't know that my Steam name was like that old username I didn't use anymore. And I saw like 4 people in chat be like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Oh no!" So it was the game of life. So I'm playing like the game of life, but I'm also on my second monitor, like deleting my DeviantArt.
Oh my God! I'm surprised you hadn't before. No,
I never thought about it because I'm just like that one was just like embarrassing cosplay pics.
Yeah.
I used to do cosplay.
Have you thought about, because you have 2 daughters, 2 young daughters who are going to grow up with a very technological surrounding environment, and everything they do is going to be touching technology. Have you thought about like what you're going to do when they get access to phones and social media?
Well, everything in our house is made of wood. So we're trying to prevent that as much as possible.
Yeah, he actually, the kids are in a
they're actually, their section of the house is just a log cabin.
Your TV is just a puppet show.
Correct.
Michael's house is exactly like Liver King's house. There's no technology in there, no Wi-Fi, nothing, except for the bunker that he streams out.
Correct.
Yeah. And his tonal.
It's a very nice bunker. Well, look, I have to stay active, so I need a giant computer on my wall. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a real mess because it's not only a thing of just the modern age, right? Every parent has this situation.
Oh God, I never thought about that.
But then it's like, man, even us of, like Lindsay and myself of the traditional, whatever, like too much TV or phone or this, that, or whatever, while we are on it just as much or as more. Sure. Not only just for work, because it is like, I'm working, but then also I'm playing. And so it's like, it's a thing where I've at least, told myself where I'm like, oh, don't get me wrong, I'm doing the exact same shit, but I had to wait.
Yeah, until I was ready.
I didn't, until I was physically capable.
I didn't get a smartphone until college.
The only downside, again, you need a smartphone in college. I didn't get a phone until I was 19. I got a cell phone until I was 19 years old.
You had that LG chocolate until you worked at Rooster.
Right. I got an LG chocolate at 19, and I had that until I was 24.
Until you worked here.
That's insane.
And not only worked here, Barbara, I had it for a year and a half here.
That's insane.
I moved in 2011. Yeah. That iPhone I got in 2013.
Jesus Christ.
Well, the difference is the only
like even then I'm just like, I don't need a smartphone. T9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Click.
Well,
click.
I guess at that point we weren't like filming on our phones enough.
No, not at all.
Where you could be like, well, I can use it for work. So like that makes sense.
Well, but I remember.
Yeah, but I was not in that ecosystem at all. I had none of my friends had smartphones. None of my friends had like.
Till 2015.
Like I had like a 47-inch HD TV that was like, it was
a thick
huge.
Boy.
I mean, it was a flat panel, but it was still thick as hell. It was a 2009
so
flat
heavy.
panel.
Yeah, a 2009 flat screen TV is so that there is
you
one.
You think like once it's not a tube television anymore?
They kept
light?
the density somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents have like one in the guest room. That was the TV. We moved in that house 2009 with that TV. It broke like 5 years ago. It's been in the guest room, just up against a wall because it's so heavy. Dude, no one can take it to the basement.
We have the opposite problem. We have a TV that we bought that was brought down to assembled in the basement, and it's too heavy, and they can't take it apart. It's stuck in our basement, probably forever.
Like you have to like
one of those like thick boys.
Yeah, you got to get someone to get that out of there. Like it's like They're so dense.
You have to pay people to uninstall it.
Yeah, like it's like a black hole. Just like because you're like, oh, it's a flat screen. And they go, oh.
We've all been there. You walk into your favorite pet store, pick up a bag of dog treats, and don't recognize a single ingredient listed on the back. It's just a bunch of ingredients that sound vaguely familiar from high school chemistry. Well, Colorado Pet Treats, a woman-owned, Denver-based company, is challenging the way things are done by creating single-ingredient dog treats without any fillers or preservatives. And because their treats are single-ingredient and come in a variety of flavors, they are perfect for any allergy-prone or piggy dogs of every size. I have a ton of friends who have dogs who have tried some of these Colorado Pet Treats, and they absolutely love them. They go crazy for them. That's word for word what they say. So whenever I get a dog of my own, I know the first company I'm going to, and it's Colorado Pet Treats. And as a woman-owned company, Colorado Pet Treats prioritizes diversity and social responsibility in everything it does, which we, of course, completely love and support. So visit coloradopetreats.com and use the code OPEN10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's OPEN 10 at checkout.
Barbie's on the run, accused of killing her new boyfriend Kenneth in cold blood. Now, her two best friends, Georgette and Candy, have to catch the real killer and clear Barbie's name before it's too late. It is time for dolls, drama, and death in our new parody TTRPG series, Barbie Didn't Do It.
Barbie Didn't Do It premieres June 27th, so subscribe to the Must Be Dice podcast feed to listen, or watch the full video versions on youtube.com/@funhouse2.
Well, I do want to get into today's topic. I will pull up the question here on my phone because my iPad died this morning.
Oh, no.
And I forgot to charge it. Can you discuss your journey with physical health and how it has affected your mental health? How did you start? And what keeps you going? Is it hard to stay consistent and motivated?
Well, that last part, yes.
Yes.
I'm going to say blanket statement yes to the last part.
So obviously I wanted to talk about this question with you guys because both of you have been, very essentially like proponents of physical health. Griff, you've been doing training at the gym.
I've been powerlifting.
Michael, been very vocal about your experience with Tonal and, the shift in your mental health ever since you started getting on that train and all that fun stuff. So I definitely wanted to have that conversation with you guys. And
I actually haven't used it yet. Surprise.
Shut up.
It's true.
Shut up.
It's like, Pokemon Go, you can set your phone in the thing and it spins.
That's
I've been doing something like that.
Oh, you just had something
I set it up.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's like a bike pedal. It's like Home Alone. And I pedal and then it kind of moves it around and it just gets Alfredo so mad because I have more numbers than him.
It lifts all the weights. Also, I want to point out that this episode will come out in July.
Yeah.
So by then, Griff.
I'll have my Tonal.
You will also have a Tonal.
Yeah, he got me. You already have yours.
We got too.
Dude, getting got is something you want. You got yourself got. Good job.
You've probably generated between
I'll be honest,
$20,000 and $35,000 of revenue for this company.
The fact that you're not a Tonal
probably more.
Probably
more
is surprising to me.
There's several people not
talking
like
about
content creators that have got one.
Michael's probably generated.
There's like 3 people in my chat that have bought one. Just in my regular streams. They're had to buy one.
40 to 50 probably at this point.
I'll come for them.
Yeah.
I'll come. The bill will be due.
You could have got, because there's a referral program where you could get
1 month.
Which
of membership.
Seemed very low for getting someone to buy a very expensive piece of equipment.
Like a $4,000 machine.
But you probably would have gotten like a year for free if you had used a referral.
It's okay because the more I get nothing from it, the more I can hold it over just everyone. And I got nothing from it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, you did. You got 6 somethings from it.
Oh, well, we don't know about that. Maybe one day. When's this coming out?
July.
So yeah, I mean, when did you get it? And it was like December?
Yeah. I mean, I've started exercising for Laser Team. That was really when I first ever started like physically training, like in a gym. 2014. Okay. Right. So I was about 27 and I'd really never like
moved your
traditionally exercised. Okay. Yeah. I moved here and there.
Okay.
Or kind of around.
Didn't do any like weightlifting.
But no sort of like program. And I never really played sports or anything. I would do
Doing like these?
Well, I started to do that. Even before then, I would just kind of do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Just wiggle
but
around.
anyway, And I will say I did enjoy it, right? Like being active and exercising and weightlifting, the whole stereotype of like, oh, leg day is terrible. And it is and all that. So ever since then, I have been more fit in my life.
Yeah.
Just like, cause I had nothing before that.
Yeah.
And then it's just the constant, like you said, not just motivation, but like just time commitments and trying to find the time. So people have seen me through the years of this company, like go up and down and up and down. And most recently, like in 2022, our kids are getting older and they're both in school. And so that was the most time I could try and squeeze in like an actual amount of exercise, an hour or so in the morning, because, not only is it late in the day, but then that's like, I come home with the family and all that. I'm not going to exercise at night. So the time just became less and less like available.
Yeah.
And finally ended up like canceling my trainer. I was just like, it's like going on hiatus. I finally went on hiatus because it's just like week after week, like can't make it.
Yeah.
I was on hiatus. Before I came back, she texted me to say like, well, I'm retiring, right? And I'm like, well, at least that's, I don't have to worry about that because I'm not going back. I don't have time to go back.
Yeah, like I said hiatus. I was lying.
So that's kind of where I was at the end of last year. And then miraculously winning the lottery, I got RSV.
Yeah. Hey, we won. Hey, Michael, we won the lottery.
Everything turned around from there because I assume having my skin condition, I have psoriasis, so I take medication that lowers my immune system, and so I'm more susceptible to stuff like RSV. So it really kicked my ass.
Is that same with you?
I also take a medication that lowers my immune system.
Gotcha. But you don't have psoriasis.
No, I have MS.
Right, which I remember being shocked to hear because I had no idea.
Oh yeah, it doesn't inhibit me except for when it does.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I got like deathly ill. I was just like,
hey, Michael, we got that.
Yeah. We did it together.
It was us texting each other like, "Hey, you breathing and eating yet?" No,
I don't know who got it first.
You're good, bro. You did. I think you gave it.
Did
to
I
me.
tell you what it was? I was like, I think you got RSV.
You told me what it was because I was like, I don't know what I have. I've been sick for like, I can't do this. I can't eat.
You don't want to eat. You're looking at food and you're like, I haven't eaten in 3 days and I don't want this.
Like you look at like it's like not even that you feel nauseous or anything. It's like
it was weird.
If you like put food in front of me, I'd be like, if I put this in my mouth, it's gonna taste like sand.
Really?
And I don't want it. And I just don't want it.
Was it respiratory?
I didn't have that.
I didn't want to drink.
I didn't have
sand
sand
want to
food.
eat.
But you
nothing.
Anyway, you lost a lot of weight.
I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying it's a great diet. And I kept saying, look, I wouldn't recommend it, but if it happens, you roll with it. And during that,
when life gives you lemons,
you
don't eat them.
You don't eat for 5 days.
Down. And so in that, that was kind of going into the new year. I was hanging out with Alfredo. And just having nothing to do with anything, he mentions the Tonal. He's like, "Oh, it's this machine."
Because he was like researching it, right?
His little nerd brain. He was toiling away, crunching the numbers. I imagine, but I had never heard of that. No idea what he was talking about. And so it was him telling me about it, which is it's like an at-home gym. It's an all-in-one thing. It's kind of like it's like a Peloton for weightlifting, where it just goes on your wall. There's arms that come out, and you do all the exercises, and it's weight resistance. So he's telling me about it, and then the other thing he said was. He was like, "Yo, that's what Cypher used, like from
Cypher PK."
Yeah. And he's like, that's how he got shredded. I'm like, I don't know what this guy's talking about, but that's one good-looking guy.
So Cypher is a streamer. He was also on we did the State Farm Gamerhood Challenge season 1. He was on that.
Yeah. And the whole thing, I kept saying, like, if I had to pick people, I'm like, good-looking guy like that, we should have him on our team. I kept saying that throughout the show. And I was like, wow, I'm going to look like him.
Oh, that is a good-looking guy.
Good-looking guy, good-looking young man.
Very, very shredded, too. And he, I think, posted, like, his journey of when he
and he's got a shredded body of himself in Fortnite.
Yes, he does.
But anyway, I mean, those two things alone, Alfredo's like, look, I'm doing the research. I'm on the fat. I'm like, yeah. I went home and I bought it. And so then the next day, I was like, hey, I bought that thing. And he's like, what thing? I'm like, that thing, what's it called? The thing you told me about. And he was like, what do you mean you bought it? I'm like, well,
I bought it.
I used my credit card.
To purchase something.
And I just went, I don't know, man. I'll try this. It was a big swing, I'll say.
It's a very big swing.
It was a big swing.
It's a huge swing.
And it was kind of like, I guess I enjoy weightlifting enough, and not even just weight, like it's enjoyable to do, but for the result of being healthy. I like attempting to be healthy, and I truly try to look at it and go, like, could this be enough of a change where the difference of exercising or not exercising.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is to me. And I have like weights in my house. I have like a rack of dumbbells.
It's tough though. You just get there and you're like,
it's just so hard to explain. It really, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know. I've bought dumber things, maybe not more expensive, but I've bought dumber things. And I went, I don't know. I talked to Lindsay about it. I'm like, here's the pitch. I think it does this because I really just got the Spark Notes. And then I bought it. Yeah. And then I'll be honest, Barbara, at that point, it was kind of like put it in the back seat. And then it was just making jokes about it until I got it. Like I virtually knew nothing about it. Like people would ask me questions and I would go, Alfredo, do you know what they're talking about?
I'll figure it out when I get it.
And, it didn't take very long. Got it a couple weeks, and holy hell, like it. That thing's changed my life.
You were getting buff. Like
that thing's changed my life.
You said you got it. It was end of December, mid-December.
I got it at the end of January.
End of January.
Yeah, January 25th. I shed my mortal coil.
Yeah.
I mean, I've changed in 4 months more than the last probably 10 years before that.
I would agree.
Like I kept joking early. I knew before people really knew, and I kept making dumb jokes like, I have a new head. And people were like, this guy's a fucking idiot. He's so stupid. I hate this guy. And a month later, people are like, your head looks so different.
You have a different head.
Yeah, I know. And I'm just ahead of the curve. I just know a little bit more.
Ahead of the curve.
It's bonkers. It makes no sense at all.
It's insane.
It's like I'm in another person's body. Like I describe it as, and don't get me wrong, like I use it constantly. I exercise probably too much. But it's a thing of like, Barbara, it's talking about having the commitment or whatever. I was trying to think of a good analogy for it. And it's like, were you ever a kid and you're at like your friend's house or your cousin's house and you're going home and you're like, can I sleep over? And they're like, no. And you like, no, you can't. But you're like, no, let me sit. And they're like, it's a Wednesday night. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, this is like, yes, you can sleep over every day if you want.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I look forward to using it.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the first time I've ever looked forward to exercise.
It's so so easy.
That alone is like, okay, cool. There's so many reservations of like, is it as good as the gym? Probably not. But the convenience outweigh. There's nothing like the convenience is there, and then also it's better in every way than anything I've ever done.
As someone who I've had trainers, so I've done pretty much every type of trying to be in shape and physically fit ever since I was like 17 or 18. I would go to the gym. I took classes. I did Pilates. I did spinning classes. I've had physical trainers. I've gone to the gym myself. I've had an at-home gym. Nothing has been like something I wanted to stick to.
Yeah.
And like having a trainer is great if it's something that you're able to afford and like a luxury that you're able to have in your life, which I felt very lucky to be able to do that for myself. It's still like having to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And also like your trainers are only available when they're available too. Yeah. So like my trainers before have been like, I could get you at 7 a.m. on Tuesday or 12 o'clock on Friday. And
your trainers have also been like, I have COVID. I can't train you this week.
And so it's like, you have to go on their schedule, and then you might not get what you want out of it. You might not see the results you're seeing depending on how often you could go. It's expensive as
so
fuck.
Expensive.
It adds up. I know you also
were
with a physical trainer for a while. Or
I still am.
Yeah.
I'm still up. I pay for this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pay for the month. No, it's...
Do they know yet?
No, I haven't told them yet. I have to break up with my trainer.
I'm sorry, I'm replacing you with a robot.
I have to break up with Muriel. Okay, so I started working out whenever the first season of My Hero Academia came out, because I am a little bitty nerd, and
this machine is just you pushing trash at the beach.
It's me cleaning the beach. Yeah,
all you're gonna do is clean the beach.
Yeah, I just saw Deku was so inspiring, and I was like, I'm gonna be like Deku. I'm gonna go to the gym and better myself.
Deku, yeah.
So that's when I started working out. So whatever that was, I was in college, and then after college, I tried to keep it up because I went from like the like happiest of I need to move because like how my ADHD works.
Was it very correlating to like how happy you felt versus how much you were working out?
Yeah, sort of. It helped. It didn't like fix it, but it helped a lot. And then I got my first real big boy job, and that involved me commuting an hour and a half both ways. So one way to offset that was in the beginning I was like, oh, we have a gym at the building.
Yeah.
This is when I worked at Turner. So we have a gym in the basement. I'll use the company gym. So I would do that, but then it would just get to be too late, and like I would be like, I don't want to drive home like
a whole hour and a half
after that, and I'm like tired. So then I stopped doing that, and I got really depressed, and then I moved here, and everything went to shit. And then I like got really sad because I didn't have my family, and then I gained a bunch of weight because I was like didn't know how to feed myself because I wasn't living at home, and it was just like a bunch of stuff piled on top of each other. You gained a bunch of weight.
You figured out how to feed yourself.
Well, not good.
Okay.
Oh, not well.
Figured out too well how to feed myself.
And then I started climbing, and I got super into that. And then I got just this was really just awesome.
Just your upper body.
Yeah, and then COVID happened.
Shoulders.
And COVID is what fucked me over too.
Yeah, COVID fucked me over. And then I lost every single gain I've ever gained in my entire life. And I had to start back at zero. But then you gave me RSV.
That's right, because I knew you were ready for
Another
it.
turning of the table.
I knew you were ready. And I said, one day she'll know.
And then after that, after I recovered, Mariel just happened to message me and be like, hey, I'm going to join this gym. Do you want to be like gym buddies? And I was like, sure, why not? I'll do it for a month.
And that's like twice a week, 3 times a week?
4 times a week. It's Liberation Barbell. It's 4 times a week.
Wow.
That's so much time.
Yeah. It's like, well, the thing is like, at first I was like, $200 a month is so much. But then I did the math and I'm like, 4 personal training sessions a week. For $200 a month, that's like $12.50.
Quite a good deal.
That's
honestly.
like $12.50 a session for personal training. Come on. So I've been doing that, but now I've got this Tonal, which is actually cheaper than the which is actually
the other thing. Like,
it's the same price.
It's expensive, right? Certainly,
but
like
it's forever.
The thing about it is like if you're going to compare a gym membership to it, like you're paying because you got to pay for a membership and you got to pay for the machine.
Yeah.
You got to compare it to gym equipment or personal training.
But,
like with Barbara, like you said, it's probably cheaper than 1 year of personal. I mean, it depends. How, where you go 2 days, 4 days, 5 days.
Who you're training with, where
but
you are.
I think if you're talking about expensive gym equipment, like affordable. Or like again, not affordable, but like it's insanely well priced.
You get
for
that,
what it
or
does.
like a cable machine and a Peloton.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, again, and just talk about just other things. Boy, have I wasted money on so much. Like
same. I just sold all my at-home gym equipment, like probably like $1,000.
I mean, I'll be honest. I have
for like $300.
I have a set of when we got the house and I was doing exercise, and this was when I was going to the gym. But it's like I want something at home, and I bought a nice rack of dumbbells.
Yeah,
and it goes. I think it's like 5 pounds to 50 pounds, like intervals of 5. It's $1,000.
Yeah,
it was $999.
Yeah, they're expensive.
That's like a quarter of the price of the Tonal. Right? And so I'm like, it's more, but like I can't. And again, it's not like a guarantee. It's not like, and then the magic power shot out of me. But I'm talking, right? Like if you're listening to me, I'm a person who has been trying to get in the shape I'm in right now for the last like 8 years of my life. I bought this machine and then I did it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you could be like, maybe you just didn't try enough before. True.
Well, the thing is,
dude, it's crazy.
There's absolutely no one size fit all when it comes to people getting in shape and finding things you like. Like I think if you find something that you enjoy that you could be active in, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's having a personal trainer, whether it's classes or whatever it is, even like YouTube videos, there's plenty of like free YouTube classes of like Pilates or yoga or whatever you want to do that you could do. If you find that works for you and you could stick with it, like that is great. It doesn't have to be this. It doesn't have to be buying a personal training session.
It should be.
Yeah.
If you want to fast track it, just stop messing around.
I will say the thing about the personal training though. I do also really. I'm gonna. No,
Can we save this and then give this to Tonal? And then give them the bill with this episode.
Yeah, because that's they should. Yeah. Anyway,
we'll just, install one right here on the Always Open wall.
I do like I'm even though I'm getting the Tonal, I'm going to be keeping my membership at a different level because I do like the environment of the gym. Everyone is like really nice, and it's like a community.
It is fun.
Like it's really
it's a good excuse to get out.
It's a good excuse to like and it's like a queer gym. Well, it's not a queer gym, but like a lot of queer people go
queer
to
friendly.
It's queer friendly gym. And they have strongman areas.
That's pretty cool.
It's really fun to just like walk in and just feel like try to pick up an Atlas stone.
Yeah.
And they just have that.
Just try each day.
Yeah. So and again, doing the math out, it's going to be the same to have like the lower tier and the Tonal. And I can be like, I can use the Tonal to get shredded, and then I go to the powerlifting gym to get strong.
Well,
and
then you show off. Too.
Yeah, and I show off, and then
one day you come in and
I decimate Blaine. Yeah.
Whoa.
What?
I think that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah,
we all just want to be stronger than Blaine.
Here's Blaine, right?
No, I don't need to be. But it'll be so easy for the two of us to overtake him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we can be the
like I think a month or two on that thing, and like the two of us alone will probably have the numbers.
Oh yeah,
that we need. It's just data.
Yeah.
Right. The problem is, when I go back into this disgusting real world, I don't understand my powers anymore, right? Like I live in tonal world. Score. Exactly. Someone says, "How much can you lift?" And I say, "Well, my strength score is 1061."
And they're like, what is that in pounds? And
right.
Like,
and then I walk away, right? So I need some numbers on Blaine, like I don't know. He keeps saying,
and that's high,
free
by the way.
weight.
Yeah, that's also very high.
That's a very high strength score. Mine is, for reference, is 306, I think.
I was looking at the subreddit. They have a subreddit.
Yeah.
And someone
this is my favorite.
Someone like 2 years
I've never been there, by the way. Again, like I got the machine, I talk about it, whatever I go. Anyone else that goes and looks it up after me, they're like, I was on the subreddit. Trevor's been on the subreddit.
I'm following them on Instagram. Yeah, I'm following some of the trainers now.
It's so bad now because people come back to me and I go, I don't know what you're talking about.
Because okay, but like 2 years ago, someone was like, yeah, the highest possible score you can get is 1100. Like that's what they thought.
Yeah, but they probably changed it though.
Yeah, no, I know, but like it just feels like that it's been like it's like power maxing, like how in like an anime or something, it's like a bad guy, but then everyone has to get stronger.
Again,
everyone with the tonals have just been getting stronger.
The best way I can describe it, as far as like compared to a gym for me, is like I have my desk here at work, which is nice, and there's some things you try to make it like yours, but then you have your desk at home, where it's like the seat is the shape of your ass.
Yeah.
Everything works exactly the way no one's touching it. That's how I feel like with this, and like even more so than like, oh well, I have a home gym that's like that. It's like the most comfortable I've ever been, not from like an exercise standpoint, but just from like a mental standpoint. And it's not like I do things while I'm exercising. I look around and go, I couldn't do this at the gym. It's just like you don't think about it. And I've talked to Trevor about this. Like you do like such an insanely hard workout where you're like, you're dropping on the floor and you're rolling around on the floor. Yeah. Not to be dramatic, but because like you're in your own house. Yeah. And it's like, I wouldn't do this at the gym.
Right.
But it translates to like, if you like, I certainly wouldn't push myself as hard as I do at home, just from a physical, like, I'm not going to go to the gym and be like, like in the middle of the room. I literally don't care. I don't care in my own house. And it's like, I'm like the absolute level of annoying asshole monster animal.
That you want to
and now I revel in it because I can get away with it. At first, it was kind of like, oh, this is nice. You don't. Again, it's not like I've ever really been self-conscious at the gym, but being in your own house,
it's a different.
You're even more aware. It's like, oh, maybe I was like technically still self-conscious about this, and this, or whatever, and I never really noticed it until now. Because I'm like halfway through a workout and I'm about to take a shower and I can take half my clothes off and just finish the exercise and then walk into my shower.
Or
and
just do your workout in your underwear if you want.
That's what I mean, like usually I can't because I sweat too much. I got to wick that sweat off of me. Okay, shirt on is better than shirt off. Don't get me wrong. Lindsay likes the show, but I say have some respect. Please, because it's in our bedroom.
Yeah, I was like, now I'm just picturing like Lindsay just like trying to sleep, and you're just like,
dude. Well, I mean, if it's the morning, it depends. You're supposed to be awake. I don't care.
Well, I want to also, obviously, we talked about like the different things we've tried and what's worked and what hasn't. But I also want to talk about the mental health aspect to it. Like for me, especially during the pandemic, like we talked about during COVID, is when like I just stopped working out.
Yeah.
And it's not even that I stopped working out. I just stopped moving altogether. Like at least when you're at work, you're getting up, you're walking to the kitchen, you're going like here.
That's the craziest thing.
Bed to desk, to bed to couch.
Even in this place, you forget something. Yeah. You're like, oh no, and you have to walk so far to get it.
Walk like a mile.
This building is so huge.
And I'm so thankful for it now.
Which is
after
great.
the last 2 years.
But like 6,000 steps on accident. Like, and if you get lunch, if you go to HEB to get lunch,
it's like
that's a 10,000 step day.
Exactly. It adds up really quickly.
You're gonna love the numbers on Tonal. I can tell. You're already numbered up.
I'm not wearing my watch. I'm usually wearing my watch.
Wasted.
But obviously, like with the pandemic and everything that happened there, people's mental health was shit because of everything going on. But also, I think it was heightened because you just weren't moving your body and like getting any type of activity or anything like that to like stimulate that part of you.
That's why we all went feral.
Pretty much.
Everyone's still feral now.
But I guess it's like I know this for a fact. It's just hard to admit it that like, oh yeah, I guess exercising and moving your body does make you feel better in your head as well.
Literally when I started the powerlifting journey in February after you gave me RSV, I literally like a month.
You're welcome.
A month in, I think I turned to you or Gus. I don't remember who it was, and I was like, I hate that the stupid little, if you move your body, you're gonna feel better. And I'm like, it fucking worked, and I hate it. Like, because you're like, I just shut up. It's like, if you like do this and this and this, it'll make your brain gooder. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then it does, and you're like, shut up.
But here's the nice part, though. You still don't have to run.
You don't have to run. I will never run. I am not a runner.
And I never will. I was just like, I'll never achieve this, and this because I'll never run, and that's fine. Turns out, don't need it anymore.
I ran one
can't
time.
Believe it.
I think a lot of people underestimate the importance of weight training.
It's weight training.
You can also walk.
That 70 to 80% heartbeat, heart rate ratio. 70 to 80% of your maximum is when you burn the most weight. Yeah. I'm living in zone 3. Yeah. Put me in zone 3.
Also, gamers. We talked about like pandemic. I gained a lot of weight and mental illness during the pandemic. Yeah. But I was also the skinniest I've been since college for like a 6-month period by accident. Yeah. Because all I did was in the middle of the day when me and my roommate, who also works here, we would get sad, obviously, and we'd just be like, let's go walk and get coffee, and that would be like 2 miles. And then I was playing Beat Saber all the time. Yeah. And I was playing Just Dance all the time.
That's pretty good.
And then I accidentally got like as skinny as I was in high school.
But that's a lot of moving.
And like my resting heart rate was like low. It was amazing. Like damn. I have a family on both sides, very terrible heart disease. Yeah. So I'm like already now I'm like pre-hypertension or something. Like my dad had hypertension when he was like 22. It's insane. Wow. Yeah. So my heart health is hard to keep track of.
Keeping an eye on it. That's a big heart.
It's enlarged. Hard, oh yeah, I have a big heart. Derogatory.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I have to move, or I will actually die.
Oh, move or die.
I'm like a shark in that way.
That's the sequel to Beat Saber.
Yeah, move or die.
And the great thing about this Tonal,
actually, that's a game.
Not to keep promoting the Tonal, which I know we're doing a lot. It's a great machine.
We're gonna get comments like, "What's this sponsored?" No,
it's not sponsored. We just love it so much.
Again, here's what I can at least say, and at least the benefit of the doubt, again, not that, again, like you said, Barbara, everybody's different, but at least here, this is June, like filming this is coming out in July. At least people go, people at least have to look at me and say that they know I'm not completely lying. Yeah. There's some fact behind it. Look at a picture of me from January and come back and tell me I'm full of shit.
They put up
it's
a clip of Egg Jeopardy with you and I just like Trevor and I were watching that clip and we're like, Michael looks so different. This is crazy.
That was not that long ago.
Yeah. I know. That was February?
I think that was.
No, I think it was a little longer than that.
Oh no, it was
Egg Jeopardy was
February. I know February was when we were doing those the other shows that Fiona was here for.
Yeah,
and that was right when Same Brain. That was right when I started working out.
Yeah.
Even then,
you were wearing tank tops.
I was wearing tank tops then, and I thought I looked good in February. Yeah. Like that guy looked like shit.
Just wait. So how has it affected your mental health, Michael?
I mean, like Griff said, it's kind of it's not like I work out, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I think there is just like a chemical level of like endorphins and whatever you actually 100%. Want to be like stimulations make me feel good.
Yeah.
But I'll say especially I've always enjoyed it. It's always been something that I physically like. For me, I like exercising in the morning because it gives me energy.
Too. Yeah,
and then I'm usually more tired at night and I have trouble sleeping, so it's easier to sleep. And it's like that will put me in a better mood. But like, especially recently, not only I've just without question, right. And it's not even like, it's crazy to say factually to myself, like, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. Like, I've never really known that. Like, I guess I did, cause I didn't exercise and then I did. But even then it was always a battle of like, I'd be good for 3 weeks. And then like,
you felt like you couldn't keep up the consistency.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Like now, like I said, you have it where it's just like, even if I don't do it one day, it's a plan. Like I've exercised, I can pull up my phone. I've probably exercised 22 out of the last like 26 days, 27 days.
That's crazy.
And so it's like the consistency is like, oh, I'm healthy and I'm staying healthy and I'm doing it. And for me, like the mental health is crazy, not only in the results, but like just the data. because it's literally like an unbiased thing for me to look at that it's like something I did and have factual feedback going, you did a great job doing this, and you did a good job doing this, and I'm like, wow, I did do a good job.
Even the little sounds it makes when you hit a new PR, it's like,
and you're like, oh no, this is gonna ruin me.
There's really something to not just being like, oh, it's like, good job, clap, clap. Like, no, that's me. Like, I did it, and I've never been more confident in myself. Yeah, right. Just with this specific like. I've set goals for I've done all of this by myself. You blasted
through all your goals. Also.
I mean, I've done all of it by myself. Not that like I haven't had trainers over the years, and like I said, just getting in shape for laser team. But like I bought the machine, and I went, I guess I'll figure it out, and then I used it. Yeah. And then people got real tired of me talking about it. Yeah. And then people didn't get tired. And then you were one of the first. You were one of the first to be like, tell me more. I'm like, people are sick of it. And you're like, I'm not. I was like, tell me more.
Well, the reason I think like if we ever said something like that is only because we're like, not at all. We don't want to. We don't know. We want to buy it yet. And then like we spent weeks looking at it.
The problem
I had it up on my computer screen on a tab for weeks.
The problem too, and I understand this is it's also me. So not only am I like, I really love this thing, but I'm gonna make a bit. I'm gonna do a show. Yeah. So it's hard to draw the line of like, what am I actually talking about?
Yeah, and like sincere.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Right, like pull me aside and be like, "Hey, use that thing." Like, nah, it's a piece of shit. Whatever. so it just became like an act I would put on, and I just went, "That's tonal time, whatever." And then it sort of died down, and then the results started kicking in, and then everybody was like, "Hey, you guys got one," and Alfredo got one, and now it's like a gang. Now it's a little. Now I feel bad a little bit.
You should feel great.
Try to get the sponsorship first.
Trevor and I have talked about it a lot. Of like this, it feels good just to be doing something for yourself that is so good for yourself. Yeah. But not only right now, but for the long run.
Yeah.
Like just in terms of like your strength and your stability and even like your core strength, all the stuff that this helps with, and just moving your body in general, weight training and all that stuff that helps when you get older. To be able to like pick stuff up, pick yourself off the ground,
mobility,
all this mobility stuff, which it also has mobility and like
yoga,
dancing, all this fun stuff.
I also feel like for me, I've always been like, I gotta do it now because like the way the MS is, like I'm like at some point I will probably be in a wheelchair in the future, so I'm just like I gotta get it all in now. I gotta.
Maybe this will help,
or maybe this will help. Who's to say? And then it's like. That's like the A part is like I gotta do it while I can, and then the B part is like I haven't like we've been like ramping up to the RTP relaunch.
Which at this time is now
will be out. Happening. So it's just been a lot of work and a lot of late nights and a lot of like the double shifts, and I've been unable to go to the gym for like 2 weeks now. Yeah. And I told you earlier, I had like a mental breakdown last night.
You did.
Literally like four, I went to bed at 7. It's 4:34 right now. I went to bed at 7 a.m. and I woke up at like 8:20, and then I still couldn't really go back to sleep.
Oh my God.
And that's all. And I was like, if I was going to the gym, I'd be tired and probably a little bit happier, and this wouldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. So, hey, what are you going to do?
Well, to wrap this conversation up, tonal aside.
Right.
Tonal aside.
It's hard. It sounds like a name brand thing, but it's impossible to talk about it and go, so my generic exercise equipment, and it's like, so the feedback form system from the cables are tracking my SmartFlex and strength score. And they're like, what are they talking about?
It could be an aux, what is it, an aux band? It could be a Vitruvian.
It just sounds so obnoxious to talk about.
My in-home,
it's just true. The reason we're like, oh, you got to do the rebates. And it's everything you said. It's like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a fun bit and everything, but it's like, no, I'm perfectly happy. Like I talk about it in my real life, and like I talk to people like Barbara and Trevor and you, for real, like this. If you are looking for something to reach these goals or do whatever you want to do for your own, whatever your own journey is, and I know that you guys like do. I know you exercise. I know you have trainings. This is not outside the realm of like, oh, it's just too much for me. I'm like, oh, you should check it out. And like the number of people that are doing it and that are like excited about it, and we all have like text threads about it. Like that's
really fun.
That's far more than I need like 6 free months of the membership. You know what I mean? Like I really don't get me wrong. I'm gonna go after them. Yeah. But that's fine. Yeah. I'm gonna get some free cups. I'm going to ask for cups.
I feel
merch, maybe.
I'm going to say I want a Tonal water bottle. I've seen Joe Rodanis use one.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there is a man in a suit somewhere who has like a stack of paper, like data, and he's just like, what happened?
These are all
what happened in Austin? What's happening in Texas? What are they preparing for?
They're all in like
what are they?
I got veins.
What are they training for? Like, it's just like, I don't know what happened. Hey, Brendan,
Texas is getting ready to
Brendan,
secede.
come here. What is this? What is this?
What's the spike?
It's just like, dude.
What advice would you guys have for, because we get a lot of questions about like people who feel stuck or feel like they're not motivated or they don't know how to stick with something. So Tonal aside, what would you recommend or what would be your advice to people who might find it hard to feel motivated or to keep up with a habit like this? And other habits sometimes are hard to keep with, but for what I would say is, again, find something that works for you, whether it be classes, whether it be going to the gym once a week or going on a walk. Maybe like
doable.
Maybe like finding a podcast you really like and putting it on headphones and going for a walk for the length of that podcast. And like, that's something you could look forward to.
Or you can do what Blizz does and pretend he's in a montage from a movie where he's trying to get her back. And if you ask him, to elaborate, he will not.
If that works every time,
forever in one.
Because some people are, some people really want like engagement or like to be guided or whatever. Me, I'll put on Eminem. Has nothing to do with anything, you know. And I'll put one song on repeat.
That's what I do.
I'm staring at like the corner of like where the wall meets the floor for an hour, and I'm just like almost like blackout. That's usually how I work out.
I've got a playlist. It's just 2 songs.
But again, it's a lot. It's a lot easier because I'll be honest. I like doing it at the gym, and then someone's talking to you like, oh, hi, small talk. That doesn't happen when you're in your bedroom. And so I'm just like, it's that much more energy to be an animal, to just be a savage animal. But like you said, you got to find what works for you. And it's writing that line of like, you have to push yourself, but you can't do the impossible, right? Like,
and if you don't like running, don't run.
Well,
don't run
it's
if
an
you hate running.
exercise term too, but like failure isn't the same thing as quitting. Failure's good, right? In exercise, it means you tried until you couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And so like, whether it's, how far you can run or how many push-ups you can do or whatever. I mean, the biggest thing is like a pull-up. A pull-up is extremely hard to do.
I got mine during the panty. That was my first one in my entire
And that's the
adult
thing too.
life.
If you can do one, like you can do so much more than you could do, right? Because you can do 0 or you can do 1. And if you can do 1, you can keep doing 1 until you can do 2.
That's something that I think I need to remind myself of too. And I hope a lot of people take this to heart as well. Doing something is better than nothing. And like, even if that means, again, taking a walk for 10 minutes a day or doing 5 minutes, like some movement, some type of thing is better than nothing.
Or getting a quarter pounder instead of a double quarter pounder.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
I've taken that hit before.
The hit I took is a lettuce bun instead of a bread bun.
I had lettuce yesterday, but it was on a salami sandwich. So.
There you go. But again, it's like, I think a lot of people get discouraged if they don't see the results they want immediately, or they feel like, oh, if I was consistent and then something happened to like lose that consistency and getting that back, like developing that baseline, I think does a lot. Like I'm sure what you saw when you did Laser Team, that's still in you, like it's something that you developed and like maybe, you fluctuated in terms of like your strength and your weight, but like it's still something that you develop.
It's also like, it's like a skill, right? Like almost like riding a bike. Like you feel, even if you haven't, like even if you were saying you lost all the muscle, like if you go back to it, it's not truly 0.
It's not 0.
Right? Or it's 0, but I can get back faster because I have this.
Oh, yeah.
You can always learn something, even if you just your body.
Yeah.
Again, just being in the shape I'm in now, I'm learning so much. I think like, oh, I'm not in shape, but I know how it works. I know how to exercise. I know this and that.
Yeah.
And I'm, for the first time in my life, I'm like feeling things or like, what is that thing in my body? Literally Googling, like, do. And I'm like, like that muscle or whatever. Like, that's never happened in my life before.
I didn't know that was a muscle. I didn't know what this
muscle's fucked on me because of all my slouching.
Oh, no.
I didn't know.
So tight.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a muscle that you could work out.
Yeah.
Turns out it is.
But I mean, again, start small. I mean, I got, and where is your small? I'm using this as a launch pad of, all right, I've already gotten here, in my opinion, if that's way harder than anything I've ever wanted to do 100%. Or was going to try to do. What else can I do while I'm here? That's why I went climbing the other day. I went climbing with John.
I love
climbing.
I miss it so much.
I bought one of those balance surfboards to try and like learn how to surf or just balance well. Yeah. I started jump roping. I bought that posture chair I've been sitting in, so it fixed my spine.
Nice. You're just like embedding yourself all around.
It's not that I couldn't do any of these things, but it's like, man, I'm already in such good shape. Why wouldn't waste it?
Once you get up one step, you could get to the next step.
It's
the next one, and it just becomes
in a way
it's like
easier,
game.
right? Like it's not
a video game.
It is.
The next level.
It's not easy, but like I guess the path becomes easier, at least for me. So, and now I'm like, all right, well, don't fuck it up. Well, now I've got too much to lose.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
But this body, Kat, it's all I have.
It's a lot to lose, Kat.
That's all I have.
You get a peek.
Griff, any closing words, any words of wisdom for people who might need some motivation?
Yeah, a wise marketer once said, "Just do it."
Wow,
and that's it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Like I said, I just one day I said I want to be like that anime boy, and then that's all that's kept me going this whole time.
Find your inspiration.
Find your inspiration. Maybe it's a little green-haired anime boy. Maybe it's get her back. Who knows?
And maybe for someone watching, it's one of you guys.
Probably Michael.
Maybe.
Could be.
Anyways, well, thank you guys for joining us today on this very healthy version of Always Open.
Yeah, unsponsored. Not by Tonal.
Exactly.
No, or by Voltrix, the water bottle that mixes my powder for me.
And it's so
I'm a health guy now.
It's so quiet too. Before we wrap up, anything you guys want to plug before we close out? Any new projects? Any new shows?
Sure. If you haven't heard it before and you'd like to hear it now, you should listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast. There was a guy who hosted. He doesn't do that anymore. Now it's me and two other guys, Andrew and Armando. And
are you all in one suit as one person, or three separate people?
Griff's the head.
I'm the head, and they're the arms.
Oh,
it's like it's really it's very interesting. Mondo's the legs. He's so tall. It's really cool. If I had to describe it, I'd say it's like a podcast variety show.
Incredible.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think, and you might like it.
Michael, anything you're doing that you want to plug?
Good luck avoiding me.
Exactly.
I don't know how would they do it. Even I don't know what I'm going to be next.
That's true.
Just kind of look around, I guess.
We'll find Michael on the internet and find us here on the All Good No Worries channel every single Tuesday for new episodes of Always Open. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Michael, Griff, thank you for joining us on this episode. Lovely chatting with you guys, and we'll see you all next week.
I'll see you in the Tonal verse. We can make that private room, right? Did you see that?
Like a metaverse?
No, I can pick a workout, create a lobby, send you a code, and you can join Among Us style, and we all do the same workout. and it'll tell us all like live, like
everyone's numbers.
We'll see you there.
Your reps, and then at the end, it's fine. You could have cut already. At the very end, it tells you your collective numbers, like how much you all lifted together. I haven't done it
really
yet.
Cool.
That's cool. I want to do that.
Yeah,
I found it by accident.
I love it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that episode of Always Open. We hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. And of course, subscribe to the All Good No Worries YouTube channel if you're not already, where we have new episodes of this show every single Tuesday and other fun shows on Thursdays as well. Thank you for watching and for supporting us. We'll see you next time.